Right, so today guys, I'm going to be looking at my X-Maxx. So I need to tear the back part apart to get this thing fixed. All my parts, my service parts here. Just wanted to give a quick review, there's some grease here as well. Just wanted to give a quick review of the X-Maxx after 2 years. So, my last video I lost the wheel, which I still have. There's no point in putting it back on because it's all coming off now anyway. Yeah, so it's been 2 years since I've had it. I've done some stupid jumps with it. I've done some tame stuff with it. I've rolled it, and God knows how many times. And I don't know what to say to this X-Maxx. It's good, but everyone keeps saying it's like the ultimate jumper. You know, it's like it'll go on and take all these jumps, but in actual fact, it doesn't. It has its flaws, and I tell you now for a fact, the first flaw it has is the ability not to take as many jumps as people think it can take. So the first thing it does when it does take a jump is the chassis of it flexes. The whole thing flexes. The problem is the drivetrain doesn't. So you keep putting jumps and stuff on it, and you're straining the whole drivetrain of this car. And do you know what I mean? The chassis flexing, but the drivetrain's not, so you destroy it. So one of the things I like to do is keep the gears greased in here. Just about to see it. Let's see if I can get some light. Where's my phone gone? Right, so I just got some extra light. See things a little bit better now. Yeah, so my review of this X-Maxx is it's one of them things that people seem to think are invincible, but they're not. So one of the things that gets destroyed very often, I've got in here, is this spur gear, which is for the rear. This is in the back here, goes round, and when you wheelie, it takes a lot of impact. It just does when you're wheeling, because obviously the ground's not level. One wheel is spinning, then the next isn't, and the next is. It puts a lot of strain on it. The next part that goes, that's attached to that, is also this bit. I lost my wheel nuts, so I'll put those. And the diff caps, front and rear, both take a beating. So I haven't actually replaced my front ones yet. I'm going to. The rear ones I've replaced like 2-3 times. I would just like to say this to you, those people that think the X-Maxx is invincible, it's not. Taking it through water as well, also that's another scenario where it really suffers. It can, but it's better to replace bearings. People say, I've never replaced any bearings. Well, what I'm going to say to you now, if you don't replace bearings on this thing, expect something else to break down the line. That's just the way it is. I had it for 2 years, and I know. They tell people so many times things are going to break on these things before they just have to find out themselves. I think the X-Maxx with me is going to come to a close soon. I think I'm going to try a different. Come on off, you get. Oh, you're not coming off. Yeah, I think I'm going to try another RC car, because as much as I love this X-Maxx, it's like it's plastic. I mean, you got to think, what happens to plastic after 5-6 years? It just goes brittle. And I can tell you now, on these X-Maxxes, there are certain things on this car that will go brittle. There's just no way around it. So I need to inspect the rear, because there were some weird noises coming from the rear. I reckon that rear cog's stripped, so I need to check it. I need to check the one on the front as well as change the diff caps on the front, because they were making a horrendous noise themselves. I need to change the oil on my shocks. So there's a lot going on with this car, but 2-year review of this car, and I will give it probably a 7 out of 10. It's good, but it's one of the things that gives you a blind build, in a sense. You don't know what's coming until it's come, or you decide to have a look. It's not cheap. Right, so I've just stripped this car, and I was quite right. Once again, you just about see it, but there's teeth that are starting to get stripped. I know the noise straight off the bat. The minute I heard this, I was like, yeah, this diff is on its way out. So me buying a replacement for that, definitely justified, because it's gone again. And you're going to say, oh, you know, maybe it's because you're on and off the throttle. I don't really do that so much now. I think the problem with this now is the body flex. I'm quite fairly aggressive when it wheelies. I let it lift up and roll around and stuff. It's just body flex. This plastic flexes, and all the teeth are just going to strip themselves. It's just nature. As I said to you, this is old now, this X-Maxx, 2 years. It's seen some use. Just wondering whether I should replace the other one down the back here, because I've got the part. See all the teeth there just chomped on. Absolutely chomped on. Yeah, so one of the most common places for the X-Maxx to break if you're jumping it is the centre bar. So there's like a centre bar between the rear diff and the front diff. And that bar gets bent like a pretzel if you do stupid jumps with it. I personally have never bent one, but I've seen people bend them and they bend really easy. So, I mean, they're not expensive, but it's a plastic car that weighs a lot. Look fine to me. Definitely could do some more grease in there, but it's fine. absolutely bugging me is this grease. So we're going to put this in. There you go. You can see it now. Yeah, you don't have to strip all the car down just to get to this bit. Just get a pair of pliers, long nose pliers. Straight in there. And try not to slip. There you go, there's your part. This is the new part going in. And it's in. So some GT85 to clean up my these bits, just to grease them up so that they've got some water repellent grease. That's another thing as well you need to do with these things. So all of these diff cup joints, can't say it now. Diff cup joints, you want to grease all of these up. Very important you do it. Very important, because water gets in there, it wears them out. Again, not cheap. Just to show you, all I took off was these 2 bolts and the 4 underneath for the skid tray, just to get to this. That's it. I take nothing else off. I'm not interested in stripping this car to pieces to change something so simple. So I've got the front off. This one has been an absolute pain in the backside. I'll explain to you why. So, and my diff cups are knackered on the front. I mean, they are bad. I mean, look at the state of that. It's also caused the opening to shut, so I can't even get this out. I managed to get the other one out, but the opening is knackered. So it's a good thing I'm changing these now. I've checked the outer casing. The outer casing looks fine, to be honest. I'm not seeing any missing teeth or teeth having a bad day. It's fine. The only thing that's a problem is this the only thing that's a problem is these diff cups. I can't get them out. So, let's get my pliers and pull them out. The other thing that was an issue with this as well was the screws of my suspension, where they've been taking all the weather and the battery and the rest of it. Can't get an Allen key in there, so I'm going to have to do something about that as well. Oh, there we go, just got it out. Ouch. This thing is so damn sharp. Slice my hands open. Glad to get these off. Bin. Keep the screw though. But bin, look at the state of that, it's knackered. This one's even worse. Look at that. You can't really see it too well. There's like a sharp piece of metal sticking out the side of it. Both sides. Let's just get rid of this. This has also seen better days. And we'll keep the screw because the screw's fine. I mean, that is knackered. this quick. As I said, this one's not really been touched from factory, but no reason to go in here. There's not really much grease in it. So we'll top that one up as well. So I'll get this topped up. And it's pretty much, these might as well call it bone dry. It's just wet in there. I think this bolt's just finished. Just whatever's left will go in this. And that is the diff serviced. So minus the suspension, everything is done. The suspension is going to be an interesting one because I can't actually take them off. Thinking about it, wearing gloves, I mean these gears are quite sharp. I just end up slicing them open anyway, so better than just do it with my bare finger. I'm missing my bearing like an idiot. Right, so I'll pull my suspension. These bolts aren't coming out for now, so I'm going to just take the lower arms off so I can service these for the time being, and we'll come back to doing something about them screws.